All right, today we're going to dive into something that's a real game changer: Ghana's new data protection bill for 2025. Now, this isn't just some boring legal document. It's a total reset on how your personal info is handled by, well, everyone. So, what does it actually mean for you? Let's get into it.
First, just think about this for a second. Your phone number, where you are right now, what you just searched for online, who you're texting. Every single time you use an app or a website, you're leaving behind this digital trail. But who actually owns it? Is it the phone company, the social media platform, the bank? Well, this new bill has a really clear and honestly pretty revolutionary answer to that question.
And there it is, straight from Section 46. The bill says point blank that your personal data is your property. That's it. It's not the company that collected it, not the app that used it. It belongs to you. This one single sentence is the foundation for everything else, and it completely shifts the power dynamic, turning you from just a user into an owner. So, if you're the owner, what can you actually do with that ownership? This is where it gets really good, because this bill gives everyday citizens like you and me specific, legally backed powers over our own information. Think of them as your new data superpowers. And that word right there, enforceable, that's the key. This isn't just some suggestion buried deep in a privacy policy that nobody ever reads. We're talking about a real shift in the balance of power. These are rights that companies have to respect. And if they don't, oh, there are consequences. Let's just look at some of these new powers. You get the right to access. That means you can finally go to a company and say, "Show me everything you've got on me." You also get the right to withdraw consent. You know all those marketing messages you can't seem to stop? Now you can officially say, "I'm out," at any time. You can object to how your data is being used, you can file official complaints, and this is a big one, you can actually get paid compensation if a company's screw-up causes you harm. And that brings us to what might just be the most powerful right of them all: the right to be forgotten. This is huge. It means you can tell a company not just to stop using your data, but to delete it completely. Think about that old social media account you can't get into anymore, or data held by a service you stopped using years ago. This right gives you the power to erase those digital ghosts for good. It's like the ultimate control switch for your digital life. Okay, so new rights for us means new rules for businesses. Of course. So let's flip the script and look at the new rulebook that every single organization handling personal data in Ghana now has to follow. We're talking everyone from the smallest startup to the biggest corporations. First off, the bill makes this really important distinction between a data controller and a data processor. So the controller is the main company, like your bank, that decides why it needs your data. The processor is any other company they hire to help them, like a cloud service to store the data. But here's the crucial part. While the processor has responsibilities, the law says the controller is ultimately the one on the hook for keeping your data safe. The buck stops with them. So what are these new responsibilities? Well, the bill lays out some core principles. Companies have to be accountable. They can only collect data for specific reasons they tell you about upfront. So no more vague, massive data grabs. They have to keep your data secure. And get this, if there's a data breach, they have just 72 hours to let you and the authorities know. That is a huge move for transparency. And finally, every data controller has to officially register, so there's nowhere to hide. So we've got rights for people, and we've got rules for businesses. But who's the referee? Who's going to make sure everyone actually plays by these new rules? Well, the bill creates a brand new, powerful watchdog. And that is the Data Protection Authority. The law is very clear here. This body is designed to be independent. It's meant to be free from the influence of government or big business. Its one and only job is to protect your data privacy. And it's not just for show. This authority has real teeth. It can investigate any complaints you make, it keeps that public list of all the data controllers, and it can actually conduct audits to check up on what companies are doing. If they find a problem, they can order a company to fix it, and if that doesn't work, they can bring down the hammer with fines and penalties. And speaking of those penalties, they are not just a slap on the wrist. Let's take a look at what actually happens when organizations don't comply, because the bill lays out some very serious fines. For example, if a company is supposed to have a certified data protection officer but doesn't appoint one, they could be looking at a fine of up to 50,000 penalty units. Now, what does that mean in real money? Well, each penalty unit has a set cash value, so we're talking about fines that can easily run into millions of cedis. That's not pocket change. And the fines just get steeper from there.
What about a company that doesn't even bother to register as a data controller but keeps processing your data anyway? The potential fine doubles to 100,000 penalty units.
And for the most serious violations, like carrying out high-risk data processing without getting approval first, think about super sensitive information, like your biometric data or genetic info. If a company plays fast and loose with that, the penalty climbs even higher. These are numbers designed to make even the largest corporations sit up and pay attention. So, let's zoom out for a second. When you put all of these pieces together, the ownership, your new rights, the rules for companies, the watchdog, the massive fines, what does it all really mean? What's the big picture here? It completely redefines the relationship. See, before, it felt like you were giving your data away. Now, the law says you're just entrusting it to a custodian. They are simply the guardians of your information. But you remain the owner. It's a simple change in perspective, but it has massive consequences for our privacy and our digital dignity. This bill provides an incredibly powerful framework, but a law is just words on paper, right? It's only the beginning. And it leaves us with one final, really important question to think about. With these new rules in place, what's the biggest challenge ahead? Is it going to be about enforcement? Is it about making sure the public knows their new rights? Or is it about changing the business culture itself? That right there is the next chapter in Ghana's data story.